And welcome everyone to a special edition of In Tune with tmill. We are here at the listening room at Maitland Conservatory, right off of the Parkway. If you're like about a quarter of a mile from Alabama A&M's Lewis Cruz Stadium, we are here in the listening room where big things happening, where it's rehearsal space, it's podcasting. You can have small events here. You can have a lot of great things. First and foremost, shout out to the staff here at Maitland Conservatory for once again hosting us and let us do some great things here on In Tune with tmill. And if you haven't done this yet, folks, be sure to follow In Tune with tmill on Facebook, Instagram, the X, everywhere. Just type in Tune with tmill. Don't forget also to check him out on YouTube as well. The brother is changing the status quo on everything from entertainment to social causes to even if you want to know how to walk your dog properly or something. My man has it all covered with In Tune with tmill. So be sure to follow him on all platforms. I think this is a special interview we got going on. Not only do we have a huge artist here, but one of the cool things about this is, folks, it's still Black Music Month. And the artist sitting next to me, less than a foot or so, he's a huge artist from the 256, from Huntsville. His new release is out right now, Forever in Our Hearts, right here in your arteries, right here. Big shout out to my man Translee. Translee, how you doing, my brother?
How you feeling?
Man,
Happy to be here.
Man, thank you for giving a few moments of your time and hanging out with us here in Maitland Conservatory listening room.
For sure, man. Happy to be here, man. Been knowing tmill for a good minute, man, and happy to be in tune with tmill and Marcus Sims.
Hey, it's an honor to hang out with you, my man, and congratulations first and foremost on the new release, Forever in Our Hearts.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I appreciate it. It feel like it's been a long time coming, maybe a couple of years. Me and PR, shout out to PR who produced the album. Mm-hmm. So it's been a long time. It's been a good little time coming. So I'm happy that it's out and people are able to receive it.
Now, whenever I have a guest on a show, whether it's on podcast or radio or anything like that, I always like to ask folks their origin story. Mm-hmm. So give us a little bit. When we know, the Translee story may wrong, but give us the Twitter version of the Translee origin story. And we know you didn't come from Krypton or Wakanda, nothing like that.
Right. Well, we don't know that, but
right.
But, nah, man. I was born in Albany, Georgia.
Okay.
And we moved here when I was 3 years old. So moved to Huntsville at 3, and attended First Baptist, Highlands at elementary, and then right when I thought I was about to go to Ed White, we moved to the country, and I went to Monrovia and Sparkman and all that. And then I went to end of my first year of college. Straight up. And It's funny because I just threw out the first pitch at the Trash Panda game.
Oh wow!
And it's like this moment that I'm like there for, and I'm excited about it because I'm trying to promote the album. I'm from here. I'm ready for them to shout it out. And apparently, I don't know who did the write up on me. Because it's probably some people that didn't know who I was from the trash. Somebody that knows who I am set it up, but the person that did the write up as far as what they're gonna say when I'm on the field probably didn't know me. So they just probably looked at the first thing on my bio and they're like, Translee from Albany, Georgia. It's like literally all they said. And I'm like, it's like the other day, but I'm like, man, people gotta just read my full bio. But yeah, I was born in Albany, but I moved here whenever I was 3. So raised here, and pretty much whenever I became an adult after I got out of school, I went to Atlanta to pursue music, and but with one agenda to always kind of bring Huntsville with me in a space of like, this is where I'm from, this is where I rep, this what when I get on, I want people to know that's where he from.
How has your family been supportive though? Like other family members, how have they been supportive of the career?
They've been supportive. Like that's one thing I never really had to like convince my family, of like, oh, this is a real like. They were never like, you need to do this, you need to get out of that rap stuff. They never said that because I for one, I was always cold, at least to someone, and then I wasn't never asking them for nothing. So it's like, what I mean? If they, what can they say? It ain't like it's like if I'm rapping and then I gotta sleep on my auntie's sofa, then my auntie gonna have something to say after a while. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm not coming at nobody for nothing. They just see me doing my thing, so they've always just supported, you know what I mean? But I think also I like came in like whenever I first really started putting it out there that I rapped. Not too long after that, I got a record deal by Collie Park, who was a reputable person in the business. So it kind of solidified, kind of like validated what I was doing. So my family always just saw me doing it kind of from a high level, sort of in a sense, because it was like they knew I had like a record. They knew I was in a structured situation, not just like just out here rapping on just like trying to figure it out.
Right.
I hope that makes sense.
It does. So we're here with Translee right now. His new release, Forever in Our Hearts, is out. Now we're asking you to stream it, download it, share this interview, share these segments, because this is our own. We want to celebrate our own. Of course, it's Black Music Month, so we want to run up those numbers for our man Translee so they could be a Forever in Our Hearts Part 2, the sequel. There can be a Part 3. It's going to be like the Fast and the Furious. It's going to be like 20 Forever in Our Hearts, right? So we're looking forward to run up them numbers, right?
I was just talking about that. Of doing Part 2, Part 3, Part 4, and then to where it's not even me no more. It's just just other Lloyd might do a rendition of it, you know what I mean, and pick his own songs and artists,
Shout out to Lloyd G in the house, also been carrying also one of the quarterbacks for the culture here in Huntsville for quite a while when it's come to hip hop, whether he's recording, whether or not he's developing artists, organizing events. I mean, it's amazing. So I'm actually in the house with a lot of people who have moved the culture here. Sometimes we don't give ourselves roses, but trust and believe when you turn to good people, right? One of the things is I've always took pride in surrounding myself with good people who are being different, who are making a difference. So I think that's one of the key things right there. So you're with Lloyd G, you're with, of course, T-Mill, and you're with this knucklehead as well. So you put it all together, you with some pretty good guys right there.
Yeah, man.
So let me ask you this, you give some shout outs on your album. You definitely, for both those who know the history, the vibe of Huntsville, the 256 North Alabama, gotta ask this. Club Oasis. Gotta ask this question. Did you ever partake in the jerk chicken?
Oh man, come on, yes, plenty times.
And the jerk, I don't know why the jerk chicken tastes better after 2 a.m. Right at 2, 3 a.m. And if you get it at 10, somehow the jerk has not quite seeped into the marrow.
I've never even tasted that food outside of between the hours of 2 and 4. But yeah, that was always a classic spot. After hours, spot to
definitely. So he knows all about. So, Translee, let me ask you this: 2025, successful career. You're still going. If you could hop into the time machine that we have directly behind you to your right, that's covered up with a bunch of boxes and all this stuff. Yeah, we'll show it to you a little later on. If you got, what would Translee in 2025 have told Translee in 2015?
Woo! 2015.
What message would you have given yourself? Good, bad, advice, encouragement, anything. What would you have told Translee in 2015, 10 years ago, if you could hop in that time machine?
2015. Oh man, I don't want to say. I don't want to say what I would. I'll tell you off camera.
Okay. What's something positive you would say? What's the positive?
It's not even nothing negative. I just don't want to. It's. So let me see. What did I tell myself in 2015? I would tell. Bitcoin. put every dime you got into Bitcoin.
Okay.
Yeah. Easy.
Financial move, right?
Easy. Bitcoin.
Go to Bitcoin.
Bro,
Okay.
Put it all there, and then whenever it blows up, take it all out.
Take it out.
It's gonna go back down, of course.
Right.
But yeah, that easy.
So let me ask you this: there's so many trends that have happened in the music industry. You've got two different kind of artists. It seems you have those who they have the getting your music out the trunk mentality. Hustling your on the corner where it's at the gas station. You're selling your music from the car, from the trunk of your car. And you have those who it seems like there's a whole new generation that everything want their money from streaming. How How do you reconcile those two? Can the two cultures come together? And how would you reconcile the selling your music from the trunk versus, hey man, I just want them streams, I want them likes, I want all that.
So for me personally, I think for artists is go out the trunk. You know what I mean? I think you can do both. I think that's kind of like how I'm doing with the Forever in Our Hearts right now. Like it's not on streaming yet. It's gonna be on streaming next month.
Okay,
soon.
next month. Okay, cool.
Right now we're looking at July 15th. I might make it earlier because I'm getting kind of antsy. I'm ready for people to be able to
He may leak it,
share it in other places. But right now it's only on even.biz, so that's the same as Out the Trunk. And while we do that as artists, is because once it goes to streaming, we don't make no money. Like it's not a sustainable thing. So to be able to sell it also to our diehard fans, people who want to support in a greater way. Like a lot of times your listeners want to support you in a greater way, but all you give them is Apple Music, and they'll go stream it and they think they're supporting you financially, but they're not. They're really supporting Apple Music. You know what I mean? Because you can get 1 million streams. That's worth about $4,000. You know how hard it is to get 1 million streams?
Right.
And that's like $4,000. So, it's like, it's not like just being an artist is no longer sustainable. So being able, but if you're able to sell your work and build a fan base. So I tell artists now, it's not about like, oh, let me see if I can get a million kajillion streams, whatever. You need 1,000 people. You need 1,000 people that will shop with you, that will spend $10, $15, $20 on your album.
There you go.
That's all you need.
There you go.
And if you drop 2 albums a year.
That's interesting you say that, Translee, because I remember, I think as I told you earlier, I had interned for a couple record labels, and one of the artists that told me a while ago, he said, Marcus, he was an indie artist. And he said, Marcus, let me be honest with you. If you offer me right now $1,000 cold cash or $1,000 contacts, text numbers, email addresses, and all that, I'm gonna kick that $1,000 over. Give me those contacts, give me those phone numbers, give me all that, because that can lead to that multi-million-dollar dude that can give me advertising, endorsements, contacts, and all that. So there's a lot of game that goes on in the industry. If you're gonna go for the quick hit, which may be the money, but it depends, I guess, almost like what you're saying. You're playing the long game. You're playing the long game for it.
Well, I think for artists like how I have it set up is, if the album's gonna come out on streaming at this point, I'm gonna release it on Even or my own platform a month before that. So the people who don't mind waiting for it to come on streaming, they just gonna wait. But the people who like, no, I can't wait. It's out right now. I gotta pay for it. I don't care. I want it right now.
Right.
This for them. You know what I mean? So it's like we still can do streaming, and I'm still gonna, whenever it goes out on streaming, I'm gonna treat that day like it's a brand new release.
Wow.
That's
right.
And the people who bought it on Even, they just got it early. You know what I mean? So I think us as artists can do it both ways. And if you're independent, stuff like that can help you, like the money that you can make from people buying it. Okay, now when it's rolling out on all platforms, now you got you a little marketing budget. You know what I mean, that you can use, or whatever you got. If it got to go to bills, it got to go to bills. But if you're lucky enough to where you could take that money and now you got a marketing budget, you created your own marketing budget that you would have never had if you just put it straight to streaming.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
let's go back to Forever in Our Hearts right now, which is dropping next month. Let's Translee, unless you get a track or two early, but. What would you say when you think about it? Is there one particular track on there that's the most personal to you? The one that kind of, man, that track really, that's the one right there. I really I know you put your heart and soul all, but the one that probably tells the story of Translee the most. And if there's one, tell us about it.
Probably Charlemagne Mentions. It's a song called Charlemagne Mentions. And just because of how kind of like open and vulnerable I was on it, I feel like I don't even know if lyrically it was the greatest thing, but it told a story about it. It kind of told my story.
Okay.
It told perfectly where I was in life when I wrote it, because I probably wrote that song like 2 years ago, and it's featuring Chris Pride, CP, a legend from Ryan.
Okay. So definitely some cool things right there. And of course, I like when I can kind of hop in your head a little bit when you kind of talk, because some of my favorite artists, when you strip it down, I like to know, man, this dude was struggling like I was doing. This dude was upset. This dude was depressed. This dude was mad. This dude got his cell phone cut off for 2 weeks or something. Just keeping it. You want to know, because I think that's why so many people cling to the blues music, because the blues music, look, it's telling you everything. It's telling you everything, the good, the bad, the ugly. And I think when a lot of artists strip it down, that's why some of my favorite artists, when they strip it down and just, man, let's be honest. Tell me about when your financial aid got denied, or when your light bill got cut off, or something.
And that's some of the best music. That's some of the best music. And I hate it that your life sometimes is people's entertainment. But I always say if I'm in a bad situation, if I can make a great song about it, then I just flip that bad situation. So, yeah.
You learn from since you've been in the industry, you've been around some of the top sellers, the top artists, or whatever. Of course, we know from Tip Harris, T.I. to all of them. Is there any particular artist that gave you a really big piece of advice, a solid piece of advice, that, look, I'm still holding on to this in 2025 or whatever?
Man, so T.I. definitely, man, big shout out to Tip. Because one piece of advice that I learned a lot from him, a lot of big words too. But kind of when I first got around him, people like him have people around him that are kind of like, for lack of better words, like kind of like his guard dogs, like that keep other, that kind of do his business and keep people away. So like whenever I first got around him, there was this one lady that was around him that I couldn't crack. Like she was just a B word to me. Shout out to her, love her to death, but that's how I felt about her at the time. And I remember going to him and complaining like, man, I'm trying to get and he was like, man, you wanna do well in this business. You wanna make $1 million, $10 million, $100 million maybe in this business. I'm like, yeah, for sure. Hell yeah, for sure. And he's like, do you think you gonna make $1 million and not work with somebody that you don't like?
Facts.
And
Facts.
I'm like, my mind was like, it had that moment of like, dang, you right. Like he's like, the best thing for you to do is just figure out your way around it. You know what I'm saying? Like, figure out how to maneuver around this person, or how, do what you got to do to not let this person stop you. You know what I mean? Or whatever. So that was like a major lesson, and it made me learn, especially in the music business. There's going to be a lot of people that you don't like necessarily rock with on a personal level.
Right.
But, you just got to, if they can help you get where you're trying to go on a business side, then business wise you can work with them. You know what I mean? So it's that was kind of a learning lesson. I learned a lot from Tip though. Yeah.
Can you do a T.I. impersonation?
Hold on, let me turn the hat to the side.
Right, right. Can we?
But,
like how we?
Yeah, but man,
and can you do the shoulder lean? Like.
Let me see it bounce from the left.
I'm
man, shout out Tip, man.
How he kept the hat was just amazing. Like he be in his videos, that was amazing how we did that. But shout out to Tip. Who are some of the artists, the guest artists, and let's talk to the artists that you worked with particularly on Forever in My Heart?
So shout out to all the features on the. First of all, shout out to my guy Stephen Kane PR. He produced the whole thing. He worked with me late nights. I'm calling him at 3:00 in the morning. Like, he cut the hi-hats up on this song, like just little stuff, and he was with it, man. And so shout out to PR and all the features on the album from Super King, Big Pope. Shout out to him.
Okay, awesome, yeah.
Jalen Kelly, Soulflower, my homegirl Soulflower, Gypsy Soul,
Ooh,
NFHTC, super jam. Zammy Marie,
I heard that one, and I heard
Lucas Breeze,
I'm just
Chris
saying,
Pride,
I see a single.
Jalen Kelly.
I see a few singles.
Yeah.
I see a few singles, what you're saying right now, but we'll talk about that off camera. But I'm seeing singles right now. Right. We're seeing singles that are coming up because I was like, because actually we were talking to tmill about a couple. I said, whoa, who's that again? And so, you can't Shazam it now because it's not online. You can't Shazam it. But so you work with all of these, if I'm correct, these are Area 256 North Alabama artists, right?
Yes.
Why didn't you pull in someone from Atlanta, from LA, New York? Why didn't you do that?
That's not what I'm on right now. And I believe that this city is talented enough to carry albums. Like, you don't have to necessarily go outside of Huntsville to make your music. You know what I mean? I feel like back in the day, a lot of us did that. I'm one of the people on that flighted right up out of here because I felt like I needed to go to Atlanta. Just being honest. And I was more so following just the opportunity of working with College Park, no matter what it was, whether it was on a business level. Like it wasn't like I left straight from here and went to like pursue music, but I definitely left from here for more opportunity in the music business. And yeah, but now like people don't have to do that.
Have you seen the growth? Because I tell folks all the time.
Big time.
I told someone 10 years ago you wouldn't be seeing hip hop events at the camp and celebrated. You wouldn't be seeing R&B nights over here. You wouldn't be seeing all these open mic slam poetry events. You wouldn't be seeing hip hop lyrical battles that are going on in this area. 10 years ago. I mean, 10 years ago, and I've seen this. I've seen the growth. I'm like, there's still gonna be a lot more growth because we know Huntsville's based off of STEM. Let's just keep it 100. This is a STEM reach deep. But I personally have said whatever you want to say, I have personally seen the growth.
Yeah. Man, it's been tremendous growth, and that's a testament to the city, and it's a testament to some of the developers here in the city. Shout out to like my guy Max over at RCP. Man, they I feel like they have a desire to create better entertainment for the music and arts. These people that I know personally that I'm shouting out. And there's a lot of people that are doing things. I know Lloyd does some dope events there all the time and do things that are straight for the culture. And we have venues now. We have a music office here that's dedicated to getting music things off the ground. So I think it's a lot more opportunities here than it used to be. And with social media, like you can literally be in Harvest, never leave Harvest and blow up just off of doing something special on social media. So we're in a different time now, man, where ain't no telling where the next big thing is going to come from, but I think Huntsville has a high chance of.
Of course, we got big things coming from Translee, Forever in Our Hearts, dropping really, really soon. By the time you see this, if it's out, be sure you download and stream my brother's album right now. Of course, we are here in the Maitland Conservatory listening room right now, and it's Black Music Month as we're recording this right now. So I'm asking everyone to support Black music, support your artists. As I've told folks, we just come off of Juneteenth. It's Black Music Month. Even though it should be Black Music Month, obviously 24/7, because we know what hip-hop and our culture has contributed to this country, whether it's been gospel to hip-hop to rock, you name it, we've been involved in it. We are literally stitched into the DNA of this country. So be sure to support the artist 24/7, 365. In Tune with tmill. We want you to follow the podcast, follow everything that's going on social media. And, once again, my man Lloyd G's in the house. So if you're hearing this right now and you have not followed him on social media, follow him on his IG page, Lloyd G, Lloyd Holloway. He's got like 8 aliases. My man Holloway's Idea. He's involved with so many different things, but that's my brother right there like no other.
Yeah, also shout out to his platform, Bars Over Bullshit.
Man, let me tell you something. that has been, I've been the clips for that. I think if he has 500 likes, about 400 of them are from me clicking like or watching it over, because I'm like, it's so amazing to see these folks going there. I'm like, okay, it's so dope. And what I like about it is it's lyricism, it's creativity. And so right when you think that doesn't exist in this area, whatever, that's another area Holloway is going to sit there and, just bring good, dope things to the community.
Welcome to the Maitland Conservatory. We are a place where your dreams become your reality. We are a place where your passion intersects with the tools and the technology you need for success. Unlock your creativity with us. This is Maitland. This is your creative future. We dare you to dream, then we dare you to do it.